And I guess I'll start us off. This week, I'm going with Darrell Henderson Jr. as my Fool's Gold Player of the Week, running back for the Los Angeles Rams. And it's pretty simple, guys. The pendulum has swung in Los Angeles, and it favors Sony Michel. I don't know how confident you are this week in starting a guy who only saw the ball 8 times last week when it was their first time seeing action together this season in regards to Sony Michel and Darrell Henderson. Uh, Out touched him 8-16, and Sonny Michel did so much more with his carries. It was out of this world. And I just don't know. I mean, I don't know with how skim the fantasy landscape is at running back, how comfortable you are pivoting from this position. Like, I'm not going to go out here and say, hey, I'm going to start Amir Abdullah over Darrell Henderson. Obviously, if you have Sonny Michel, that's a conversation you have to have with yourself. But, gentlemen, I think it's a conversation to be had nonetheless. This is your fantasy playoffs, your confidence, your team. And Darrell Henderson Jr., who's been respectable all season long, is he a guy you want in your lineup this week? I don't think so. And I hope you guys can back me up. What do you guys think? Justin, I'll start with you.
Disgusting, awful. I hate it. I love this guy, man. He's been a beast, and then Sony comes in and ruins everything, dude. I hate him. I definitely have to start him possibly in a league. I'm trying to pivot, but there's not a lot of options out there. I spoke about Samaje. If Mixon's out, I'm probably starting him over Henderson. If Swift doesn't play and Jamal Williams is back from the 19 list, then I might start Jamal Williams. It's really disgusting because McVay is, I don't know, Shanahan s, but they're kind of secretive. He said he was kind of forward. He said, "Game flow. Whoever's better, I'll play more." And Sony had
Mm-hmm.
it going on, so Sony played. But I can't. I'm trying to win. I'm not maybe trying to have a player that's going to play. So I probably pivot. I'd probably pivot to the safest floor given this type of situation. I mean, Minnesota's hard on the run anyways, so that's okay. But yeah, actually not. They gave up a lot lately. But yeah, I agree with you. Pivot.
Definitely. Let us know your start sit questions down in the comments below. Jacob, what are your thoughts?
No, I pretty much agree with you guys. I don't have any investment in Darrell Henderson, but he was looking like a workhorse at the beginning of the year and an RB1, and it just kind of fell apart. Not his fault, injuries, COVID stuff, but in the meantime, Sony's been playing well, so it's really a split, and you can't rely on that. So it's like you're looking at him in a flex option, and it's like I'd rather start a guy like Amon-Ra St. Brown over him, and who's getting a ton of targets, even if
Mm.
Jared Goff doesn't play. So yeah, when we're talking about that, then I think you can pivot off of Henderson.
And I love that you bring up the flex option because, you know, I'm blind to it occasionally, but from my perspective, I love starting wide receivers in my flexes, and I think you guys do too. I know Joe does because we were talking
Especially
about it
full
earlier,
PPR. Yeah.
especially in full PPR. So when you bring it up like that in that perspective, Amon-Ra St. Brown in your flex looks much better this week than a guy like Darrell Henderson Jr. I was more so referring to that RB2 mix conversation, but you're likely to find anyone else because you're in a situation like Justin where the waiver wires are
Yeah.
hard to come by and you're just going to be forced to start him. So with that being said, temper your expectations this week with Darrell Henderson Jr. It wasn't pretty last week. It's likely not to be pretty this week. So that was my week 16 sleeper.